onye na-aṅụ mmiri na-eli nnu asị m na ọnụ anyị ji wee lie nnu wee ṅụọ mmiri na ị ga-eji akwa okwu ọma n'isi Nnamdi Kanu n'aha Chukwu okike abịa.
Ise. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 23rd day of June 2023. Today is Friday. We are here live and direct. I welcome each and every one of you to welcome your friends and well-wishers. Even do not deny your enemies listening to this hallowed platform. Sorry. Before I will make mistake. For you to understand that we are here live and direct. Today is Friday, the 23rd day of June 2023. This is a hallowed platform being set up by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for enlightenment purposes. Is our rallying point, our parliament. This is where we worship. Therefore, I welcome each and every one of you. Please come with your pen and papers. Almajiri, please. We are not denying you listening to this hallowed platform because it is for everybody. Both for Almajiris, please. Come with your chalk and slate and chalk, if you may. And the only main criteria is a dose of common sense. Because without common sense, you might be highly educated, a professional in your field, but without common sense, you will not understand what we are saying here. It might be sounding, anyhow to you. You might not understand what we are doing because this is a revolutionary radio. Radio Biafra in defense of freedom. That thing you will never hear on the mainstream media. This is where you will hear it. We say it without mincing no single word. Therefore, I once again welcome each and every one of you to today's edition of Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE, coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name is Mazi Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra land, and our leader is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is still in the enemy dungeon, albeit being released, declared acquitted, discharged and acquitted by the Nigerian Supreme Court. But lo and behold, the Nigerian government is still holding him. It shows you that Nigeria is a banana republic. Why? What will you talk else? What will make you prove? What further proof do you need to know that Nigeria is not a government? Is just a banana republic that has no respect for the rule of law. They don't act on legality. Nigeria is an illegal entity, let me tell you. Do you know why? They don't respect the law. Nigeria, the system is programmed, structured not to respect the law. Look at the Tinubu, the present government, the president of Nigeria, which has been instituted, acting on illegality. Normally, the constitution of Nigeria stipulated that any president should win some percentage of, I think, 25 states at least. And he said, and Abuja, a separate entity, Abuja, which means any coming president that should be instituted to be the president of Nigeria, to be stipulated as elected president of Nigeria, must, is MUST, must win Abuja among others, I think 25 out of 36 states. But Tinubu did not win Abuja. And anyway, he was declared the winner, and he was put into office. Do you see how that Nigeria is acting completely on illegality? Illegality. It baffles me when other international communities, the champions of so-called the champions of democracy, like the United States of America, is, announcing or supporting an illegal government. It baffles me. But in other words, I'm not surprised, because what matters to these people is their gain, their benefit, what they will benefit. It doesn't matter whether you people are being slaughtered. It doesn't matter whether you bring a goat to be, call him your president. They will validate it. Do you remember Jubril, the impostor? Do you remember? He was working with the international community because they saw that Nigerians, the so-called citizens that should rise up to raise alarm, they are not there. They are not doing it because they are a bunch of dead bodies. Now I mean Nigerians, dead bodies they are. I tell you, they don't respond to stimuli. That is it. So you see President Biden is reiterating his support to work with Tinubu, an illegal government. Why? Because you see that Nigerians are quiet. They don't know how to rise up. So after all, even if Tinubu is a criminal, declared a criminal in the United States, so they can use it to manipulate him to the advantage, to the American advantage. In this world, what matters is what your interest is number one. Do you see Libya? Do you see Libya of today? Most Libyans are regretting for being manipulated, of which Gaddafi told them. The great leader Gaddafi, he told the Libyans that time that, look, a foreigner will never love you more than yourself. There is no way America, Britain, France will love you Libyans more than I, Gaddafi, do. It's impossible. Today they are seeing it. They have left Libya in ruins, devastations, militia groups. All they are, fighting each other, just chaos. That is the democracy America have to impose on them. When they see a government that is doing well for their people, they are not happy. Because that government doesn't give them no chance to come in, to exploit them. They become jittery. Like Hugo-Chavez of Venezuela. That's why they turned Venezuela into what it is today. Let me tell you one thing. We are living in a world of exploitation. That is why when people in our land use one thing or the other, either religious belief or religion, to say, oh, this person has power, or the so-called native doctor, he has power. Your power is useless if you cannot use it to the advantage of your people. It's completely useless. America is powerful today. That's why they are using it to the advantage, to the benefit of their people, to progress. That is what is called real power. Not somebody being in an altar or in a shrine doing hand like this. So you have power so that people... You are just a primitive Neanderthal, nothing more. You are just a simple thief, a scammer you are. Nothing more. So what am I trying to say? A foreigner can never love you more than yourself. That is why we preach what we preach today, the way we preach it. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in the DSS dungeon, solitary confinement, for 2 years and 4 days today. 2 years and 4 days exactly. But we must continue. Will that deter us? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not there for a crime of his or a sin he has committed for his own benefit. No. He is suffering what he's suffering today in order for us to be free. For you and I to have good lives tomorrow. For our children, unborn generations to be free today. The same way Mandela and others paid the same price. When you say, oh, now where you there? I there south. I go south now. I'm doing fine in south. Without the sacrifice of some people like Mandela, Stephen Biko and others, you will not be able to be there today enjoying the fruits of the labors of other people. That is why you have to join hands together in order to do what you are doing, what IPOB is championing. You have to be contributing your quota, your own quota. That is what we preach, because we need freedom. Today I'm going to ask, when the lines open, the question there I'm going to ask, because you know, we take stock. You know, I want to ask this question: is there any other alternative to Biafra restoration? You've seen what is happening, what has happened, what is still happening, seeing the country we are in. That is why, if the lines are, or if I open the line, I want people to tell me whether there is no any other alternative to what we are doing. Because another alternative, so that you take that alternative. Please. That will be the subject of discussion when the lines are open. You understand? Because, you know, you see, Igbo politicians have been telling us, no, leave Igbo presidency. We are going to build one Nigeria. This and that will be a very big Nigeria. And we are destroying or killing our people for Igbo presidency 2023. That one has come and gone. They didn't have no single Igbo presidency, no vice presidency, no presidency of or Senate president, nothing. Even service chiefs, all of them, Igbos have been completely relegated, excluded from the government of Nigeria. As they are relegated into direct slaves, servants and slaves. You understand? Do you see the promotions of military police officers and all the rest? Do you see their list? Do you see any person from so-called Southeast? The answer is no. But these are the people that are coming to lie to our people, to us. Hey, then don't worry, we are going to build Nigeria. We are one Nigeria. Are you going to build? It's a fantasy. You are fantasizing. That is why I want to ask this question: is there any other alternative to what we are doing to Biafra restoration? These people, Awagoha, Imonya Akbara, Ponozo, Akbago, Igbo politicians. Ihanoziwu Ibiariaka. You know, during the time of Ronaldinho, sometimes Okpage like this, before Ibiariaka all go with ball. That is what they have done to Igbo politicians. They make them, program them in order to kill their own people, in order to cause enmity. That, oh, this we have a Igbo presidency, don't disturb, and we can't low with the, you know, the knowledge, wisdom, the wisdom of the IPOB leadership, in order not to cause wahala, in order for our people not to turn against us. That, oh, you people are the cause, because that is that anything, they will now focus on IPOB afterwards, say, hey, you people are the cause of our failure. Hey, we don't want to see you people again. And the Fulani Caliphate will help them. They will use Nigeria institution in order to rally both bloggers, both celebrities, in order to descend on IPOB. IPOB leadership saw this very far and cool down. I say, okay, Okono so na onu got obedient or got to vote, onu get build Nigeria. Okay. But we are warning you that in Nigeria system, your PVC is a waste of time. Our leader has warned us, have been warning us on this right from time. Will our people learn? The answer is no. Last few months, 2023, it was another proof. The leadership of IPOB said, no, just any person that wants to vote, go and exercise your franchise, your civil right, no problem. So that they will not see us as the obstacle. And on a gacha, if you people go and come back, I go on a mile, you show us the result. And the people massively voted. And we saw what happened. Today, people have known that their PVC is a nonsense. Another time, another person be asekwa IPOB wait I get make Nigeria Igbo presidency Igbo this and that. Chuku again a family go come out your generation talk if you talk that kind jargon again in this life. Because we are not like others, so IPOB we learn. We learn once things happen, we learn. We saw even without something happening, we read it. We analyze issues, think tanks. We analyze issues and come to a conclusion. And that conclusion is what is going to happen. Don't you see it? Don't you see it? 2015. Didn't Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell you that, tell everybody, tell the whole world that after Buhari, it is Tinubu. He said it direct, without missing words. It's not that they went to mountain to pray and one big spirit revealed it to him saying, no, that is what is called analysis. When you analyze the issues, when you read from east, west, north, south, right and left, now you make right analysis, and that is it. Do you understand me? If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opens a church, do you know what people, millions of people will be there? We saw many of them that all these scammers that have been predicting. I call it prediction. In the name of say they are prophesying. Oh, this person will win. He did this. Police with the death of swearing in. He will be arrested. He will the Son of Man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has analyzed and given you everything right 8 years before it was done. And you see it. Is glaring at your face. But when you talk about it, the answer is no. Why? Because he didn't come to you and say, speaking in useless tongue. You don't do that. You understand me? So, what we do here is critical analysis. Subjecting everything to the altar of reason. When you do that, you will understand how the future will hold. I am telling you. And people will say, oh, you are a prophet. No, it's not that. Our brains are there in order to reason. Critical reasoning, critical thinking. Once you are into critical reasoning, remove sentiment. You remove sentiment, just like somebody doing yoga. You remove yourself from anything, any type of thinking. Remove yourself, neutralize yourself from any sentiment, from any religious background or thinking. Now your frontal lobe will now be at alert. Your intelligence will be at alert in order to grab, to make the right full thinking, or critical thinking. That is how it goes. But when you are thinking from a point of view of one side, either sentiment, you are sentimental, you are religious, or you are using one religion or the other in order to think, reason, in order to make your predications, I'm telling you, you fail woefully. When you allow yourself as a human being, akonuche, that your frontal lobe, that your brain that is being created to you, that is the creator in you, that intelligence. As one of our brothers used to say, the creator is intelligence. If you allow it to function independently, you will get positive results. You will, people will think that, oh, no. Or Kanu or him as Nnamdi Kanu Jiaga, or here IPOB Jiaga. Do you now understand me? So, as I said, the critical question today, which I want us to answer, you give your reason. You know, is there any other alternative to Biafra restoration? Any other way, any other thing, maybe apart from this Biafra restoration, maybe another way, okay, Baigan and Nigerian politics may like this, I want people to talk out, to speak out. Because we are in a parliament. Speak out your mind, people are listening. You understand? As I say, we make use of our brains. Therefore, I want to continue on reading news headlines. We saw what is happening, the current affairs. As I said, how Igbos have been relegated to, just like the Jews of Germany before the Second World War, or prior to the Second World War. People that are no more safe, they don't feel safe. This guy entered 1935, the Third Reich, Adolf Hitler. He was elected into office through Mazi party. And the first thing he did, he closed all the brothels and closed loaning points, lenders. He stopped it. Brothels, bars, red corners in the whole of Germany, he closed them. Do you know why? Because all these people, all these corners, all these businesses are being handled, controlled by the Jews. Are you reading the correlation of our own system today? Are you comparing it to what is happening against us as Biafrans, Igbo Biafrans mostly, as Biafrans in general? Are you comparing it today to make us economically irrelevant? Politically and economically irrelevant. It is something that they have brewed, they have planned. Remember Kunle and Alhaji discussions, bugged discussions, telephone conversations. The Radio Biafra is playing it all the time. They say after 4 years of Buhari, that Igbos will no more be relevant. They are going to give Lagos a special status where a Yoruba man can decide to buy land they sell to a Yoruba person at 10,000 naira per plot. They can decide to sell to Hausa man at 100,000 naira per plot. Now to an Igbo man, they will sell to him 10 million naira per plot. I don't know, 15 minutes people. What? You are listening to me. Have you forgotten? To talk, no be problem. But the ears that are listening, to do something with it. They say this and they are doing it. And you are crying. Many of our people don't listen. They never listen. What matters to them is go to their markets, their store, man jackery, rare here, and maybe in the evening they branch to their fellowship, Or if not, in coming home, they branch to bar, drink, tankwobi, no beer, a lotta, that their perimeter is what they are seeing. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous. Imagine you are in a car going somewhere. You are a passenger. And you are looking only inside the car. The seat in front of you and the seat at your back. Inside the car, you are just looking inside the car. You are not conscious of where you are going, watching in front of you, beside you, to watch the buildings, the roads that you are passing, to know that you are reaching where you are going. That is focusing. No, you are there inside the car, just talking with people and watching the seat, watching the cars, the radio, watching people around sitting beside you, without watching outside. You will miss where you are going because you are not focused. You are not watching outside. Your vision is just, very myopic. That area, that perimeter, the car perimeter, it will not give you the geographical position to locate where you are going. So that is what I compare to our people. What matters to them is their daily lives, daily go market, manjakre, rienne, highest Sunday I got church, or sometimes I got fellowship, they are politically dead, unconscious. Every other thing is hearsay. They don't try to find out what is happening in the society they are living. They don't try to research to find out what is happening in order for them to become politically conscious. No. They rely on only hearsay. They don't try to find out by themselves. In that case, you will miss your road. In that case, you are an unconscious Homo sapien politically. In that case, you'll be making many mistakes. That is why people are crying in Lagos today. Our people are crying in Lagos. Lagos, that is being regarded as one of the worst cities to live on. Do you know that? One of the 10 worst cities to live on in this world. Do you understand? Lagos is numbers out of 173 countries. Lagos is 178. Do you know what it means? I'm a Lagosian. Because you are foolish. When you travel and see cities, you see how cities are organized. Even you will never like to stay in Lagos. Never. According to world report, Lagos ranked the third to the bottom, 178 out of 173 countries. That Lagos Egypt, where pollution, where there is pollution, no low infrastructure, everything is a quagmire, hold up everywhere. People are breathing in rubbish and dying early. You don't know that it's because of what you breathe in and the water you drink. You see people in Lagos, they are still taking water from wells. Wells. Oh, na a borehole. You don't know that it is polluted. The borehole, there is no central drainage system in Lagos. where every building has their own borehole, their own sewage hole. No central one that is connected to the central one that goes out. No. That is why every building, from time to time, they bring in the tankers to come and empty their own hole, sewage hole. What type of city is that? Ask yourself. You are thinking that Lagos is all and all because you are ignorant. A city that has no central sewage system, and the people are digging borehole anyhow, wells and borehole, using water that is contaminated to cook. And the people are dying like flies, developing diseases and sicknesses, dying like flies. The churches and the healing centers or spiritual centers, it is they are making money out of all this misery. You don't know that? They are making a hell of living out of the misery. That is why, in order to change the status quo, let me tell you, it is a war, it is a fight. Because those that are making a living, those that are living as how do I call parasites, using misery as a means of livelihood, they will never agree. They must fight back. That is why in the European it always ends in revolution. We are bloody revolutions. Because when you are fighting all these corruptions, when you are fighting all these evils, they will not be there watching you. They will fight back. They will mobilize their own people, ignorant people that you are fighting for, in order to use them to fight you. That is the most pathetic part of it. Those people that you are trying to liberate, these parasites that are feeding on their misery, we brainwash them in order to fight us that are trying to liberate their brains, liberate them mentally. Do you see how the world is? That is why it is not easy. It's not easy to liberate the people mentally. It's not a small thing now. It's not a small thing, because there are people that are benefiting from the stupidity, the gullibility of people. They will always rise up. They will always use people, the gullible peoples, the miserable peoples. They will use them in order to fight you. Do you understand? That is why it is a war. It always ends in bloody war. Look at, for example, Al-Majiri. Go now, start preaching to them that Al-Majiri is evil. You are using it. You are this is child abuse. Go to the street of North and tell them. Yes, you are trying to save them, because only if they know. But those that are feeding on those misery, they will gather the Almajiris in order to burn you alive. They without knowing that you are trying to save them. Do you see how the world is? People use ignorance as a weapon. They use it as a weapon in order to continue keeping the people into heavy ignorance. The Almajiri system you are seeing in the northern part of Nigeria, there are people that are making billions out of it. Don't you know that? Because he renders all these people, the northern use, he renders them manipulable. He renders them manipulable. Those that are using all these things as religion in order to manipulate them. If you go there to challenge the status quo, say, start conversing and start preaching that no, this Almajiri system is outdated, is no more there. All hell will break loose. from the people that you are trying to save. Those people that are feeding on their bloods will now use them in order to fight you. That is how the world is. But it should never allow or make you to lose courage. That is why we are where we are today. Because we never lose courage. We never stop. It doesn't matter the tediousness. It doesn't matter the uphillness of the journey. It doesn't matter the difficulties. We continue in this journey. And this journey, let me tell you, is not only flag independence of Biafra. No. Mental independence is number one. So that we don't restore another useless African country full of buffoons that will make us go back and back and back. Look at Nigeria. People are supporting mediocrity because it is from their side. You see how the Nigeria is structured? A business entity. People, you see intellectuals, so-called intellectuals. You see honorables, respectable men and women supporting mediocrity. Why? Because the person come from their side. Is their friend or is their tribe, is their, that is why nothing can work in Nigeria. Age Nigerians hostage. Do you remember 2020 NSAS protests? They know how to thwart everything. They divided the people. The people that should, galvanize themselves, and we are fighting for a common cause, for liberation. Now, they just put a virus of tribalism. These people now, Yoruba people on Abimugu. The Igbo people, they want to destroy your Yoruba properties. They are destroying. Now Lagos, what thing they not go do furniture? Now wow, on Abimugu, they just put that virus, bam, and it hooked. It's stuck. You see comrades now that we are fighting for a cause. Now they start suspecting each other. Now let us go and pursue this politician. Say, nah, go down. You be Igbo man. Go to your land and do it. Nah, beg. Nah, it seems you are using me. Do you see how they behave? They spread the virus of tribal virus, and the thing catch up. It caught up direct. And Tinubu that has traveled to France or Belgium, I don't know, started smiling, grinning from teeth to teeth, from ear to ear, saying, nah, it seems that the thing they work. He told his bloggers, his agents, continue, push more so that you could destroy all these things. Tell them that Igbos are, you people should not allow Igbos. Nigeria, let me tell you, one thing I've seen in Nigeria is this. The hatred of Igbos unites every other tribe. I say it always, that the caliphate is spreading the hatred of Igbos as it serves them as a blind spot for the conquest of everybody. What is happening in Plateau State? They are killing everybody. It is the Fulani terrorists that are killing, slaughtering the indigenous population. In Zamfara, they are taking over lands of indigenes. It was killing the indigenous population. In Bauchi, the same thing. Nasarawa, the same. In Niger State, all the whole northern part and middle belt, the same thing. But when you talk about let us liberate ourselves from the grip of the caliphate. You know what the caliphate does? Oh no, Igbo people. Do you want Igbos to go? Do you want say Biafra to go? Hey, if you follow them, it's better you people be here, or even if you are dying, no problem. They will say yes, so instead of Igbos, hey, Igbo man to dominate us, I beg go. Instead, let the Fulani take over our land. Let them slaughter all of us. Igbo hatred of the Igbos is destroying Nigeria and putting everybody into the hands of the caliphate. Do you understand? You see the pig in the creek. Asari Mujahid Dokobo. You know, he will kill all Igbos. He will brought out a gun. What he is going to use to destroy Igbos. But in one way, he is an Igbo man. He admitted it. His father is a good head. You know, good head. They change Igbo name into they use English. Isioma. That is the surname. Isioma. Now, that is what they do when you are being pursued by your shadow, or you feel that your shadow is pursuing you, there is no length you cannot run to. Change their name, English. If somebody that is Nwachuku, the surname is Nwachuku. Now when you start answering, put it in English, say Godson. William Nwachuku. Now opposite one as William Godson. Godhead is your good head. He removed that Igbo version and turned it to English. Do you see how they run? Running away from their shadows. Nobody is pursuing them, only their shadows. That is how bad it is. Asari Dokubo threatened a whole nation of more than 70 million people. And our politicians are hiding. They don't do nothing. I'm not talking about saying anything, because we have passed the level of talking. Talking is cheap. Doing something. He threatened one person. Why wouldn't he threaten Igbos? Well, is he not a hope of the man that is begging him to supply boys in order to kill his own people? Is he not a Dave Omahi? The same thing. They were eating and dining with him, giving him anything he wants. To come and take oil in his zombe, under bunkering. Take anything he wants, he knows, and they are paying him heavily to bring people in order as a Bubago. The Bubago was formed originally because they were terrified of ESN. Let me tell you, and that is the reality. The Igbo politicians believe that ESN will go after them. That is why they had a consensus in order to form a Bubago, so that a Bubago will protect them. It is for protecting them to go against the population, the Igbo population. And that is what is happening. Because they were terrified that because of the crimes they are committing against the people, that the people will use ESN in order to fight them, to hunt them down. They become terrified. That is why immediately ESN was formed. Now they say no, they must form their own. No, they met together. The Igbo politicians met together, said no. They were terrified that their own don't finish you. They must form their own security outfit in order to protect them, to go against the population. And that is why you see a Bubago burning down houses of peoples. And who is supplying them? Is the pig in the creek, Asari Mujahid Dokobo. That is why he will be on social media vomiting direct threat, not to one single or a group of some Igbos. No, all Igbos, that he will kill all of them. Do you see where selfishness is leading people to? That when you become so selfish and foolish, when you lose magnitude and direction in politics, when your politics is against your own people, when they manipulate you in order to fight against your people for your own selfish interests, now you become nothing. Every lizard and the wall gecko will come and threaten you, and you will not talk. You will not do anything. Because if any person that wants to talk, he will come and reveal the secret. He will reveal the secret. Say, this one you are talking, you want to rise up. He will reveal the deals you made with him to kill your own people. He will reveal it, and people will kill. Even the people will kill you. That is how pathetic it is. That is how sad a sad situation we are in. Sometimes I think about it, it makes me sad. We are in a very rubbish, messy situation that we could even identify, that we could know. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? If you want to travel back to your country, you start calculating how you will because you are going to first of all land in Lagos. That is the only point. You land there, you start booking for another ticket to go to East. All those hectic, difficulties. Before you know, as somebody said, it's only less than 24 hours. He spent more than 100,000 naira in Lagos, where he had. But he spent it because he need to stay. There is no other way. Do you see it? The difficulties we are in, you don't know. That money, had it been you land from anywhere, you land in Enugu, you land in Iguacha, you land in Calabar, you land in Owerri, direct. That money is what you should be giving to our people. Maybe you will be in taxi or in a car that is dropping, that your brother or anybody, your friend that is taking you from airport, as you are going home, as you are just coming. Although I'm not akara na ala bekee mana nke dị nna kwụsị ka m gụrụ akara. A na-asị gị chee ka anyị ruo esi nna wait ka anyị gụrụ akara dị akara ọgọ na m nna amaghị ya na-agụ m. Ihe onye bu ọkpa nna achọrọ m ịta ọkpa m ma biko akwụsị gị were ego mebi akara 1000 gị nye 1005 or 2000 say na were udode. It has added to her economy. Do you see? But this one you will not do. You do it only in Lagos. All those initial money you spend it in Lagos. That is something. I want people to understand the messy situation we are in. After spending that money in Lagos, when you come now, you start managing yourself. The money you should have even spent anyhow in our land. You first of all turn an economy in the Yoruba. Do you see the situation we are in? Do you see it? We are in a very messy situation, quagmire, more than we can even imagine. I want you to start understanding the situation we are in, so that it will energize us in order to continue contributing our quota towards our liberation. Do you know that? Look at what they are doing to us in Lagos, to our people. When they destroy your markets, they will now say, you answer atro. They will tell you now we have another area. They go and show you swamp. I was watching different swamps where they are videoing. Igbo people are building. They build nice mansions. No road to go there. In a swamp. I'm seeing now what is happening to our people. Sometimes I start wondering. Some people might be superstitious and say, no, it's lie. It's not that. First of all, a people without leadership, no magnitude and direction, everybody and due to our peculiar nature, our dynamic is too much. We have, we are using our energy wrongly. If put rightly in a right situation, we become world power. Now, there is nothing like no. When a people that are misled into bad politics, a people without political leadership, a people without leaders,
A people where anybody that goes up, is only for his selfish interests. That is how the people will be. If you understand. Do you see IPOB? Do you know why we are still waxing stronger and stronger? Because if things become is trying to become uncontrollable, they say everybody stop. That is the time you see Mazi will come on and start shouting about criminality. That is not IPOB. We are not engaged in criminality. Many people might not understand. They say, let us go, no problem. He said, no. If we continue like that, we become leaderless. It will become anarchy. Enemies will enter and destroy IPOB. That is why if we move, and you see that things are no more like under control. Many bad guys are now using profiting in order to enter and use criminality. They will tell everybody, hey, stop, don't do anything. Let us check. Let us see what is going on. No, don't do anything. Stop, don't go for, just watch. That is how it should be. Had it been we as a race, as Igbos, as Biafrans, have leaders that are checkmating us like this. If things move as they say no, they come, they tell us no, this Lagos, hey, this thing you people are building. No. We will not do this. We have to cool down. Don't take any other swamp. But the people, the caliphate have succeeded in making sabotage a very big role model to our people, sabotaging our collective interests. The market leaders in Lagos, they are the people that are conniving, collaborating with foreigners in order to deal with us, to encourage our people to go and buy swamps, to go and buy lands where they know that in the next 10 years everything will be destroyed. You see, Igbo people, the so-called leaders, they will go and connive with their Yoruba counterpart. Say, now we bring my people, don't worry, as long as what is my percentage? They say, no, every plot of land you have 20%. Just bring it. If we go and encourage them, nah, come and buy, no problem. No, I have CFO, I have this. People will start buying. They think that they are making money. Tomorrow they will start answering Ezendibo na Ojota, Ezendibo na Ajawa State, Ezendibo na Papa. Many of them are criminals, most of them, against our own people. They will build my house, all the commonest thing. They will build one big seat, huge seat, sit down, I say Ezendibo. Very primitive mindset. What you sabotage, you are the deception you are doing against your people, it will boomerang even against you, including you tomorrow. Do you understand? Instead of telling our people the truth, say no, our people may not go that land is a trap. Instead of buying land, yeah, please, may not go to any part of the east and buy land, please. Tell them secretly. They will not do it. What matters to them is that money, that their percentage that they are going to gain in order to build. Before they know, they calculate, they can get up to 1 billion naira. Hey, they say nah. They will be controlling everything. So that thing, that primitive selfishness is what is still in our people. We need to deal with this issue. Or lack of leadership. There is still primitive selfishness in the lives of our people. But any person that enters into leadership position, that selfishness becomes bloated. It rises up to an extraordinary level. He wants more. Oliver Twist, he always wants more and more. Even if he knows that the people, he is deceiving his people, he will continue. Is it not the same thing with our religious elites, religious leaders? They know that they are scamming our people, but they continue. They know. Because once you enter there, it seems you are no more coming back. So that is the thing. Lagos, they build, bring down. There is, I think, I listened to radio. I think, is it dead yesterday or maybe one day, all these days. One person called. They are talking about this. It's not on my platform, but I was listening. He said, even if they want, let them destroy, and we are going to build more tomorrow. And we come, hey, our mentality. No, destroy. We are hard working. We are going to build more. Let me ask. This is a very wrong, primitive mentality. No, let them destroy. After all, we are going to rise up more than them. We should do away with this type of mentality. That is what they have been. Now, you people are. Do you know the catastrophe you are causing in families? Do you know that? Do you know what people you are rendering homeless? They are rendering homeless. Do you know that? Do you know people they are sending to their various villages with nothing, and they become nuisance? They join different bad kidnapping, everything, and people are suffering it. And you are coming to tell me that let them destroy now. After all, we are Igbos. We are working hard. We will build more. Equate on my platform, I'm saying you are wrong. Don't say that. Because here hey, indeed, you people are hard working now. The more you press them, the more they become, why pressing? The Jews of Europe, they tried this for many centuries, even millennia. They tried it, they build, they destroy. They build in Europe, they destroy. Everything they destroy. They found out that if they continue this, it will be a cycle upon cycle of rise and fall. Let me tell you. Now they decided and said, no, we are no more going to tolerate this. We are going to look for our country. And they got it. Now who born you to come and destroy Israel today? Who born you? Do you see? Instead, they are the people destroying others. That is how the world is. Now, that is how the world is. When you organize yourself, now you become powerful. You can do anything you want as long as you can get away with it. It will energize you to continue, being more powerful, not to fail. You understand? Instead of, look, I've been checking the testimonies of people that have lived in the north. None is palatable. I say I never see no single one, no single Igbo man that I have ever heard from. He said, now everything is good in the north. He must tell you that they nearly kill me. I run away. Thank God I run with they destroyed my properties. And all these testimonials are going on. People are still going there. That is how foolish our people are. That is why I say we are primitively selfish. Any person, you cannot talk to an Igbo man now. Why are you advising him? Why? Advise yourself. What type of people are we? Some people say, Lagos. Look at them. Other tribes are on Lagos. Why is it that only in Igbo? Onyebiaya will his own everything may invest there. And Yanile. In our way, I'll say, now don't worry, now Uchem they are happy. I'm a name. Only born in a advice or saying now Uchem there. Because you were my oracle tenora because Ucheya Michi, I'm telling you honestly. Any woman, your brother, your friend, you know, boy, say, na le here, or say, you say, no, Chem the choir, because with Ehunanya, you were here, maybe frozen water from fridge. You were Biayanishi, or a 1 year you would rakotite. Mwage ya that frontal lobe, because you get your command in your name. Ucheya de hona your name. That is how you must behave. You advise them. Who are you advising? You don't want him to invest, to have more billions, but tomorrow he will start crying. That is how we are. We should remove ourselves from this type of this type of lifestyle. We should remove ourselves from it. It doesn't help us as a people. You see the Northerners, the Fulani, anything they tell them, it doesn't matter. Look at when they ordered their people from Aba. When they organize and kill themselves, saying that it is ESN or IPOB that killed them in Aba with cows, immediately they send their secret message. They have hundreds, if not thousands, of convoy already on the way, coming from east. That is how it should be. But in our own people, Bruce or jogging na in Asambatawa, Ogon Baram Moto, Bia Lagos. Okay, but Ogon again, you may be Gano. Okay, Bugudus or joge question, useless questions. You don't know that thing is not about you as an individual. It's about us as a people. It doesn't matter, it might inconvenience you as an individual, but the overall effect will be positive because we want to send message. That is one thing our people don't understand. It's leadership, total leadership failure, and we are suffering from this leadership failure till today. When I talk leadership failure, it is not only in the political level, but local level. Our leadership is, we are people that don't value leadership over selfishness. We thought that to be, once you are in a leadership position, you will now, is a point to now enrich yourself. This is a mentality we need to kill. That is why when people want us to be talking only good thing. If for Biafra to be a good country, because these people, look at what is happening even in IPOB, infiltrators. Everybody wants to align himself so that go big fundraising, so that he'll be touching money. Now use now have to form my own so that I gonna touch him. That is a very primitive behavior, I'm telling you. If Biafra come, it is a necessary evil, so that we will remove ourselves from this mentality. After all, after the American Revolution, let me tell you, in the 18th century, after the American Revolution, America was not stable because there were forces of opposing forces that were there, those that shouldn't be there. The anti-revolutionists were there, making life miserable to others. They will oppose it. No, this until the thing almost one century. America was moving forth and back, going wobbling. You know what is wobbling? Now, worry, no progress, nothing. As in now, this thing cannot continue like this. It broke out into full-blown civil war after almost 1 century, in 19th century. Full-blown civil war. You know that? And now they say the forces of the light now scattered and prevailed and slaughtered the forces of evil, because that civil war, it was even more brutal than the American Revolutionary War. Do you know that? It is always like that. So it's not going to be a bed of roses. If Biafra comes, light will shine. Darkness will rise up, but light will overcome. That is what I want to tell you. Now, before I open the lines, because I've talked about Asari Dokobo, our Igbo elites, they are quiet. Everybody is scavenging. Every one of them is scavenging for shelter. for one person, one human being, insulting a whole race, of which even he is one of he is part of that race, but because he now identify himself with another foreign ideology, you see that they use him when it's convenient. When I say a pig is a pig, when there are many videos of him when he was praising Mazi, Nnamdi Kanu, praising IPOB, that the time he was thinking that he will align with IPOB, swindle us our money, of which he swindled anyway, so just little, 20 million. And now his handlers, political Nigerian caliphate handlers, we are pushing him in order to enter us, so that he will hijack everything and carry it in a platter of gold to the caliphate. But they now saw that it can no more happen. Do you understand? I think Utemofo went, I don't know what happened. Utemofo made him president of Biafra de facto government. Oh, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu see when Biafra comes in, we just stay quietly and write a book. I'm telling you. And that is what I'm going to do also. Because I'm telling you, a mayor president of the de facto government, a whole former deputy director of indigenous people of Biafra relegated himself so down to becoming his personal assistant. Do you see the inferiority complex of our people? When it comes to somebody they perceive as a non-Igbo, they become loyal. They become like rats. They become can he make an Igbo man, a complete Igbo man like him from Anambra or Imo Ebony, to be the president and he to be a personal assistant? Just tell me. It doesn't matter. Tell me. Just think about this. It is many of us are suffering as a race, suffering from inferiority complex. I'm telling you. A whole former deputy, the man I respect. Barry Sema Mezuna Pumokukua. Posier now Gazier relegate to where personal assistant to some Chine. Today I don't know the KJ born now. Do you see when somebody loses direction, you become helpless? You become helpless. But it's too late. It's very, very sad indeed, honestly. The guy now talking down on everybody. Talking down on everybody. He came to IPOB. Hey, praise IPOB, praise Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He thought that he can enter IPOB. It matter that we have sieve. Sieve. We call it sieve. Once you come in one thing, we will continue monitoring you. That is the success of IPOB. If you understand me, I don't know people that are hey, why not? They say that infiltrator, give him a radio. He has been ordered to take over Radio Biafra. I laugh. They don't know that we have sieves everywhere. Before you can come with your mago, the sieve will detect you. Our radar will detect you and sieve you out. That is how IPOB is. Therefore, you cannot do anything. You cannot infiltrate IPOB and do anyhow. Never. I find I'll get out immediately and deal with you. You don't know communications that are going on the ground. No, hey, Onyisi. Onye ndu makwa onye ina gina na-eme ihe dịkwa careful. Le information na aga say don't worry. Why you naga on the ground? You don't know what is going on the ground. You don't know. You think that is okay, go with Radio Biafra. And we're not Radio Biafra. Tinye kinaka. Which means we are the most stupid set of people on earth. You will pass through that sieve. A sieve oge your chage. Oh, through that your chakaga ayo chaputage mara hebo. Ina kozi say okay ayekureku. Do you know how many gates you have to pass? That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said IPOB is indestructible. You don't know how many gates you have to pass. Do you know any slightest thing? Do you know communications that are going on the ground? I said, don't worry, I now watch. You don't know what is going on the ground. You don't know. That is IPOB. Oh, yeah, you're IPOB. So the pig in the creek know that he cannot enter, he cannot deliver. They told him, enter this IPOB, champion, go there and hijack it. Now we will support you, hijack it and hand it over to us. The caliphate told him. Oh, but he went there, he saw that no road, they see Voya out. He became Besek. That madness is what he's expressing today. President of Biafra de facto government. He went and started, he is helping to build Nigeria. Very laughable indeed. Now, before I open the lines, there is something I want, because this news, since how many days I never come up on air. I talked last on Radio Biafra on Tuesday, 3 days ago, during our common program on Mazi, Mazi HAUSA-SERVICE program. Bill Gates visited Nigeria president. Oh, Chineke. Oh, ignorance is the worst disease. It's not COVID-19 that is the worst disease. It's not acquired immune deficiency syndrome, AIDS. It's not any other sickness that is the worst killer. Ignorance is the highest killer. Tell me, why should Bill Gates be one of the first people to visit Nigeria president, newly elected president? What is he going there to lobby? Nigerians are the most stupid, gullible, unresponsive, unreactive set of human beings on earth. That is why they are slaughtering Nigerians every minute of the day. Because you don't supposed to live. You are responsive. Bill Gates quietly went to your newly elected president, and you don't ask, please, what did this man come? Do you know that the Bill Gates is one of the one of the highest racists? Do you know that? That is why he has his foundation. Oh, we are helping everything. He focuses mostly on sub-Saharan Africa because he wants to achieve something. Bill Gates. Let me play for you before you forget, please, because our people, let me play for you somebody that came to visit your president as one of the first visitors of a newly elected president, national president, country's president. This man that he come there and quietly went, and everybody kept quiet, nothing is going on. People don't understand. Nigerians are stupid. Nigerians are the most gullible set of people in this world. This thing can never happen even in any other African country without raising an alarm. It is impossible. Listen, you have been hearing it. I played it here. It has been going on Radio Biafra, but I want you to listen again. Maybe you might also remember, because our people are 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes. Listen again, please.
The trick, and we know for sure that this was headed by an international organ trafficking cartel. They funded the National Assembly, of some people estimate to the tune of $6.2 billion US. They also bought all the Nigerian federal government hospitals at the cost of $3.2 billion US.
They bought the whole Nigerian federal hospitals at the cost of 3.2 billion. Why is a foreigner buying Nigerian federal hospitals? And they sold it to. They have doctors, Nigerian doctors. You see, you go to hospital thinking that you are facing a normal hospital. You don't know that, any drug that is never tested, they bring it there to test on your body. The champion is Bill Gates. This is somebody he came to visit your president and no alarm, because of the way the Nigerian media is highly corrupted. They are the killer. You see Nigerian media. That is why when our leader started, he focused on the Yoruba media, because they have the media preponderance in Nigeria. In any country that is docile, number one is their media. Hold their media responsible. Because if the media is free, now they will be raising alarm on certain people, raising alarm on the consciousness of people that look what is happening. Oh, look what is, people are watching and seeing. Bill Gates bought the Nigeria federal hospitals. $3.2 billion he paid. Advance. Out of, I think, $6.2 billion. And they accepted it. That is what he come to seal. The contract he come to seal to make sure to protect that. Look, our contract must continue. That is why Joe Biden, American president, reiterated his commitment in working with Tinubu. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? That is the truth. Now, this man came to Bill Gates came to Nigeria to meet Nigeria's newly elected president, and everything went quietly because Nigerians are the most gullible zombies on this planet Earth. Continue listening.
They even offered to buy all the Catholic hospitals for $2 billion, but the bishops refused that. So this is a well-organized cartel who are actually moving into Nigeria in order to actually buy up, or they have already paid an advance on all our organs. Anybody in the Federal Republic of Nigeria has no entitlement to their organs as it stands today with the law. And we know this for sure, that these are
no person, no Nigerian has authority over his organs today, because everything has been paid for. Who did it? Who championed it? Bill Gates. That is what he came to seal with the new president, and that is what Tinubu signed. Tinubu signed it. Say, okay, that is why, once somebody is ambitious, he will be present at all costs. Just like the governor of Imo State, the Supreme Court governor of Imo State. I must be governor at all costs. Anything they bring for you to sign, you sign and say no problem, I don't care. Tell everybody, say no problem. As long as you want to be referred to as His Excellency, the President of Nigeria. That is what brought Bill Gates. And as long as Tinubu has signed all these deals with them, no problem, I will continue. The whole Nigerians their organs are at your disposal, no problem. Joe Biden now call him, oh, I have to salute you. We will work with Tinubu in order to, for economic growth. How can you grow economy without electricity? They have gotten what they want secretly. You don't know. That is why this man came to visit Tinubu, and they went very quietly, very, very quietly. Nigerians were busy pursuing their daily miserable lives, doing their pranks and comedy. No person raised alarm. The Nigerian media, the Yoruba media didn't raise any alarm. Everything went like that.
Billionaires from the United States who funded this organ trafficking cartel to take the organs of Nigerians. Now, my colleague AGK had asked whether I was there when this cartel made the negotiation. The answer is yes, I was physically present in a deliberation. We were called as leaders of the private health sector to the headquarters of General Electric, the biggest company in the world, the leading medical company in the world. I was representing the Catholic Medical Practitioners of Nigeria and the Association of General and Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria as the committee chairman of the National Health Act. And presiding over this National Health Act public hearing was Senator Ike Ekweremadu, who was then the Deputy Senate President. And
let me comment there. Who did you say was presiding?
Well, Senator Ike Ekweremadu, he was the presiding senator for the bill public hearing. And the sponsor, the chief sponsor was Ifeanyi Okowa, now governor, but then Senator Ifeanyi Okowa. And just sitting by his side was also Dr. Chris Ngige, so who was then a senator. So all of them were there. And I made this argument directly pointing out Section 48. That Section 48 makes an exemption that is impossible. You don't exempt, there is no situation in medicine where you can overrule or say the consent is waived. Consent is never waived. It could be transferred to the next of kin, but it's never waived in any situation. That is part of the Helsinki Declaration. So it's an international treaty. So we cannot make an exemption here in Nigeria. Then I also pointed out the loophole in Section 51. You cannot have the medical practitioner or the medical director of a hospital be the one to authorize that an organ is taken from someone to be given to another person. So it is wrong. You can't give what you don't have. That's a legal principle. Then I pointed out in Section 53 that it is also, when you say reasonable cost for reimbursement of reasonable payments, what does that mean? Is 10 million naira reasonable payment for kidney? Some people will tell you that too. So you actually legalized the sale of organs in Section 53. Now, my colleague AGK had asked whether I was there when this cartel made a negotiation. The answer is yes, I was physically present in a deliberation. We were called as leaders of the private health sector to the headquarters of General Electric, the biggest company in the world, the leading medical company in the world. And we were told that Bill Gates offered them $2 billion to build 260 hospitals in Nigeria.
Are you hearing it? This man was there in the meeting. He was there, direct. They didn't hear, he didn't say no, somebody told me. He was there. Bill Gates, the person that he offered the money to build the hospitals in Nigeria. Do you see that? So that tomorrow they'll come to they are building hospital in my community. Hey, you don't know that it is Bill Gates. This man that came to Aso Rock in order to seal the deal, to harvest your organs, because they saw our organs, Biafrans, mostly as Odara Chanacha, ripe Odara. Do you see that? Wasting, ripe to Odara na to Chanzare. Now, this man, the bigot, he came now to seal the deal. And you allow you know, Nigerians are, they are docile, they don't know the precarious situation they are in. That's why I call Nigerians zombies. They welcome him on red carpet. Somebody that is coming to buy them. That's why they sold black people as slaves. You welcome your slave dealers with red carpet. Somebody that is coming to pay to finalize the deal which is started with the last government, in order to make sure that I think you people you have to continue. And they say no problem. That is what they come to do, to finalize with Dangote. You understand? And Nigerians are quiet over it. There is no brouhaha about it in the media. Nothing. Why shouldn't even Nigerians be wiped off the face of this planet? Because their stupidity is thinking. You see somebody, oh, I am an intellectual, I am professor. You are professor of when somebody that is he has finalized dealing on but buying federal hospitals and building more for organ harvest. And it's okay with Nigerians. It's not a hidden thing. It's not a hidden. It's not hidden. People clap for him.
So they want us to name our price.
You see?
So that we can be paid off, so we will leave the entire medical system. So that we will not be practicing medicine, we will not be practicing.
Do you see that? Let me tell you. You see, no rich person can be totally, crime free, or his hands are they correct. It's impossible in this world. Because you must, one way or the other, Bill Gates is one of the, sometimes the leading billionaire in this world. Look at what he's doing. Look at what he's doing. He came to direct to the president, newly elected president, to influence him to continue and even more. I know they sign more deals. And Nigerians are watching. Well, I know when Bill Gates lands the private, I know with private jet lands, you will be seeing Nigerians as games. Look at the people that I have to. Hey, these are animals. He's looking at Nigerians as animals. I'm telling you honestly. Do you know that if it's other places, with this revelation, any Bill Gates enter Nigeria, the people will gather everywhere. Anyhow, from Asoroko, there will be what do you call it? There will be protests everywhere. People will throw him raw egg. Say, we don't need you in this country. You are a killer. You want to buy my organ? But Nigerians don't do that because they are zombies. Why should they do that? Whereas they have people to hate. Whereas they have Igbos to hate. Why would they care for somebody that is buying that have paid for everybody's organ? Very gullible, useless set of human beings in this planet Earth. I never understand. Let me finish it.
In pharmacy, we will not be practicing laboratory science. In Nigeria, no Nigerian will be in the medical profession.
That is what Bill Gates wants. He will pay every Nigerian medical doctor to relax, so that anything you don't practice, you don't research, or every of your research will come from abroad. Anything he sanctioned from his people abroad, they will give you, just like robots. You know, Bill Gates is in eugenics. He is one of the purveyors of eugenics. Do you know what is eugenics? Eugenics is just a field of gene editing gene, so that it can cause you. That is why he has farms even in the northern part of Nigeria, growing genetically modified foods that can cause problems to human genes, so that can make you suffer autism and all the rest of sicknesses. They can use you as a guinea pig in order to turn you into a robot. Anything they want you, they bend your mind and you continue thinking, reasoning the way they want you to reason. That is what Bill Gates is functioning. I mean, he's a championing. You know, he's a purveyor of eugenics. Eugenics, 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 which is a study of how to arrange reproduction within a human population to increase the occurrence of heritable characteristics regarded as desirable. Who have the right to standardize and one person regard this character as desirable? Who? If not racists. You can see a Japanese now, the way they behave, you don't like it, but it is their character, it is their behavior. You can see a Kenyan or Kenyans, the way they behave. I say they are behaving in a primitive way. Who tell you that? It is their way of life. So there is no standard. Who sets that standard? That is what we should understand. And that is why tomorrow also we will continue on this teaching on discussions on religious issues, continuing on decolonization of the mind. I will be here with Mazi from Australia. We continue it, you know. So this eugenics, who decides the desirable character? What you call desirable or undesirable might be desirable to the people. You see that? This eugenics is developed largely by one Sir Francis Galton as a method of improving the human race. Eugenics was increasingly discredited as unscientific and racially biased during the 20th century, especially after the adoption of its doctrines by the Nazis in order to justify their treatment of Jews, disabled people, and other minority groups. But this is what Bill Gates is championing: eugenics, something that has been discarded as is racism. Because the Nazis, the Germans, they were using it. Hitler want to bring out the real Caucasian, what do you call the race, the Aryan race. So they wanted to use this eugenics to correct the genes. Who are you in order to edit the genes of people? People are created in order to function according to their environment, according to their customs. There is no single way to perfection. For your information, there is no single way to perfection. It's just that there is no single way to development. The West, they are thinking, oh, capitalism. But today, China have proven that no, it is not only through capitalism that you can arrive at advancement. No, they use their system also. Different people with their different system. Who are you now in order to turn the whole human race to one single direction? Who are you? That is what Bill Gates is championing. Do you understand that? And they allow him to come to Asorok. No protest. Nigerians are busy, hating Igbos, destroying their Igbo structures, Igbo markets. They don't understand that the real Satan has come to Asorok and gone. Somebody that paid for your organs. In other country, ordinary when a president of a country, Trump, if you want to go sometime even to England, they will protest. Say no, don't come to our land. At least they protest at least in order to show that no matter that they don't want him. But Nigerians allow this single individual that is a hater of black race, that wants to turn every black race into human robots, that wants to buy and harvest our organs, and they left him. Because they have Igbo markets to destroy. In Ajekunle, in Alaba, they have Igbos to hate. So any other foreigner can come in. After all, they sell Alaba, part of that Alaba, to Chinese, according to the story. So Ahmad Bello say, instead of giving an Igbo man a job, you give it to a foreigner. Do you see the primitive hatred and mentality of black people? Do you see that? Nigerians allow Bill Gates to come quietly in Asorok, no protest, no media alarm, to alert the people that look, that Lucifer you are calling, he is one of his Lucifer is here. He has paid for your organs as you are moving. You are going to your daily work. He has paid for your organs to be harvested. So that you have malaria, you go to hospital, they will inject you and say, no, you have to go to operation. Before they will open your belly and collect your liver or your vital organ, say you have died. But we Nigerians know this because they are not politically conscious. They are zombies. Bill Gates is championing eugenics, which is is for racially biased people. This eugenics was disbanded as unscientific because no person have the right to edit the genes of people to be behaving one way. It is impossible in this planet Earth. It is impossible. You go to the North Pole, the South Pole, they have snows. So their genes and everything, their lifestyle is accustomed to very cold weather. But come to the tropics, it's hot. So how can you manipulate the genes of people in order to be behaving one way? It's impossible. Who are you? Are you God? Are you God? This is what Nigerians don't understand because they are not conscious. That consciousness is dead. All that matters to them is hating Igbos, destroying Igbo properties everywhere. So any other thing can occur, no problem. Even somebody that is coming to buy them, purchase all of them, they will be clapping for him, give him red carpet. This is how sad it is. We must be alert. Now, as I also, before I open the line, please, because I'll finish this one. We need to be always at alert in order to understand. Let me play it a bit.
And we should just name our price so we'll be compensated for.
Why would anyone do a thing like that?
This was done. I was present. It's not somebody told me. I was physically present before the executives of a General Electric with a number of other Nigerians in the health sector, in pharmacy, in laboratory sciences, and there were executives of GE from their headquarters in New York. This is the first time it's happening in the history of humanity. Nothing like this has ever happened. And I warned Ike Kurumado before the Senate, and Nigerians there will bear me witness, and many of them still remember. I told Ike Kurumado before the entire public hearing that he will be the first victim of this law he is standing for. Before everybody. Senator Kowa can also bear me witness because he was there. And I told him, it now seems like a prophecy come true. And this was exactly what happened. That the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria sold the entire organs of the Nigerian people, even when they knew that this was the situation.
This is who bought it? Brigade that came to meet your president. And the media, they don't care. There was no media brouhaha, no noise, no alert. That is why Tinubu, he traveled to France for medical checkup. The president of a country. He's a few days in office, he have gone for medical checkup. Why, is Nigeria supposed to still be existing? A country that this man said the revelations of this man should even start a revolution in Nigeria. But no way. The media played it down. The same way they played down the revelations of the military intelligence officer, Yoruba military intelligence officer. When I look the interview at the journalist interviewing him, it seems I bring all these people, I will cut off their necks. The way they are playing it down, they don't put that hype. Look at whenever a British journalist is interviewing either a British politician in matters that concerns their well-being, British politics. Look at how virulent they used to be to question the politician. Just watch them. But look at Nigerians. They played down. Even the way the man wanted to hype, he was hyping it. It is the Nigerian journalists that were playing it down, playing everything down. All those things are working in the mindset of the viewers that is not too important. This is, but there's a way the journalists will hype something and it will cause revolution. I cry for Nigerians, honestly. Nigerians are the drumbeats in this world. That is why any person, any country that wants guinea pigs, for experimental guinea pigs, they come to Nigeria. Any unused drug they come to Nigeria. Because human beings, they break it there. They come pay. If you want, they give you bundles of human beings to experiment on. What this man say, this thing has never happened in the history of the world, in any part of the world, but it's happening in Nigeria. So Brigade came to negotiate or to continue to push the new president into not to stop their deal. Organ harvesting ring, international organ trafficking ring. Do you see, this thing is against the law. In America, in Britain, in Europe, but where there is lawlessness in Nigeria, they structure Nigeria to be the source of raw materials for everything, both organs, everything. Do you understand me? so that they continue harvesting anything they want. They come to Nigeria and get it and go their way. Because Nigerians are another species of human beings that are zombie human beings, Homo sapiens. I'm telling you. We must continue. Let me read this about this news headline about Frederick Forsyth. Frederick Forsyth. He called for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said, "Bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu home to Britain." He demands Frederick Forsyth. I've read this book of Frederick Forsyth about the Biafra War. It's one of the books, Biafra War books I read. Frederick Forsyth, and he's still alive because he witnessed what happened. You know, he was a trained pilot. Let me tell you, Frederick Forsyth. He was a trained British pilot. After he became a BBC correspondent, but when he came to Nigeria to cover the Nigeria war of genocide against Biafrans, the way he wanted to cover it, he was seeing some pranks. BBC was controlling him. No, don't say this. No, don't bring that. No, say this. No, they were censoring him. Frederick Forsyth asked Britain, he asked BBC, he said, "Please, I want to cover this war in my full capacity as a journalist." Do you know what BBC told him? BBC told him, say, "No, we don't want to cover this war. We don't want you to cover this war." No, BBC, it's not the way you want to cover it. We have our system of covering it in our own angle. After all, you can go to, because that time there was this Vietnam War going on. So you can go to more important Vietnam War. This man understood that there is something, you know, that's why I like some white people. I'm telling you honestly. Some of them have dignity. Not black people that can be bought over. Most black people are bought overs. Once they see money dangled into ordinary threat, menace, they will change their. That is why black people, most of them don't have dignity. It's a level of civilization. You know, black people never attain that. That's the reality. But this man, the way he was seeing what is happening, the atrocities they are committing in Biafra. When he bring the reports, Britain BBC will censure it. They will not send it out. He said no. He want to cover this. He want to cover this war. BBC told him, "No, it's not as you think. Oh, we don't want to cover this war." He said, "We can even. You can. We have another war in Vietnam. You can." He said, "No. You know what he did? He resigned. He resigned from BBC. Now he became a freelancer. He flew back to Britain, resigned there officially. You see how they behave. He resigned officially and say, "I'm no more your correspondent." They say, "Okay, you can go your way. I'm no more your employee." Now he took flight and came back now to Nigeria and smuggled himself into the Biafra site to watch what is happening and now cover the war on his own freelance. Do you see a person of dignity? That is why he understands what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for. That we are a people that injustice was committed against us. In his book, in the first pages, he said, I talked about Biafra as if you leave Biafra, Biafra will be like Tel Aviv. Biafra will be like London. Biafra will be like Hong Kong. But lo and behold, we are a people under bondage. I'm telling you. So this man covered the Biafra war as a freelancer, not as a BBC correspondent, because they will not allow him. You know, when you are in some mainstream, they will not allow you to do your job as you want to do it. That is why some people now, they go to freelance and now bring out their potentials the way they want things to be done. And that is why many of us read the book and we understand. He wrote it as he saw it, not as a BBC journalist. No, because he resigned as a journalist. So today he's calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because Britain is holding cold feet. Britain that is championing human rights everywhere in the world. You know, I tell you that, look, this world is about interest. It's not about what they are telling you. Let me tell you, what you are hearing reading in the newspaper. You understand? It's not about what you are reading. What you are reading in the pages of newspaper is totally different from the reality that is happening. Human rights. We are championing, but they allow Bill Gates to start to continue his devilish work of hijacking a country of 200 and something million to harvest their organ, buying their organs. Do you see? This world is a world of exploitation. Once you understand it like this, you will now start knowing the realities facing us. It is not about what they are shouting. Today they are shouting, Putin is should be arrested by ICC. Pressurize South Africa, arrest Putin if he comes to your country. But George Bush is there walking free. What do you call him? Tony Blair of Britain is there walking free. People that destroyed countries and killed millions of people, they are there walking free. Nothing will happen to them, because after all, they are more human beings than others. All these things, you will understand that this world is a world of exploitation. It's not what they are telling you. That is why you have to play both politics, both dirty and clean hand, because politics is not clean. Both dirty, everything, in order to be powerful. Once you're on top, now, you know, you don't care. North Korea is undergoing their own. Sanction, they're under sanction, yes. It's not that I'm supporting anything they are doing now, but I'm just giving it as an illustration. When they come up completely on top, that's how the world is. You know, for a country, do you know that North Korea was printing, whether you see printing dollar, they have the real blueprint for printing dollar. That's why America used to hijack their containers in the high seas, because they will print raw dollar complete. You will not know the difference. A country. That is why, you know, for building a country, you must engage in dirtiness. Every powerful country goes dirty, whether covertly or overtly. They go dirty. Look at how they destroyed Libya. Who is talking about it again? Because they are the big boys of the world. So they don't. Gaddafi is gone. He's not going to come back. Libya is not going to be like before. A country without debt, external debt. Instead, they have surplus of more than $150 billion. No other African country ever have it. No external debt. They are losing far more than many European countries. Do you know that? Many Western European countries during Gaddafi time. But the Western supremacists, the white supremacists, they don't want to use hear this. That in Africa there is a country that no. Ethiopia. These are people that are championing for you democracy. They will give you money for refugees. They are caring for you. This world, nobody cares for you. Let me tell you. If they are caring for you, they give you expired food. They will give you poisoned food. You eat, you die. They want this world to even go back to 2 or 3 billion population. Let me tell you. So it's better you rise up and wake up. Without waking up, you are the most wretched of this world. This is what we preach here. So Frederick Forsyth is there. He is there calling because he understands the quest for Biafra. He knew, he witnessed it. He is still alive. He witnessed it that wrong have been done to Biafra. And Britain is denying it, covering it up. Anytime Biafra issue, genocide was raised in United Nations Security Council, Britain will bring it down. So sweep it under the carpet. But we will never forget. We will continue. We will continue until the world will recognize that we have been wronged. We are a people that are wronged. Today they are still manhandling us, keeping our leader illegally in detention, in solitary confinement. Is that how the world is? Sometimes I wonder. people that are coming to tell us that they are championing the morality of the world. Oh, human rights, this and that. All these things are rubbish. What you hear in the newspaper, that is rubbish. What is happening in reality is different. Otherwise, Bill Gates should be under lock and case. Let me tell you. If it's another person, he will be under lock and case. But they have seen it that he's profiting America and other Western countries. Or at least organ trafficking. Oh, they are using it to replenish their dead organs of their citizens. You understand? So why should they care? They look the other side and they will sponsor him. They will give him their governmental blessings. Now go and meet those Neanderthals. Let's kill all of them, poison them. Today you are dying of kidney failure. Something very new in our land. We that have been eating fresh foods, healthy foods, but you, because you are mumu, you start eating indomie. Something you do, all those things they package. You don't know that most of it are poisons. You don't know. In the morning, you do akam yourself. All these things. Now you leave it. You are eating indomie. You poison. Tomorrow you start sick. They'll tell you that is your. You go to church. That Joe will tell you that is your one of your siblings from village pursuing you, and you believe. Before you know, you will die. In won't pay. Putting confusions everywhere in our land because of your ignorance. But this radio is a voice of reason. That is why we are waking up your frontal lobe to start reasoning. Stop being manipulated. Stop being manipulable. You understand? This is where I'm going to stop. I will open the lines later after the break. But when I open the lines, I will also want people to talk about whether there is any other alternative to Biafra restoration. Ajikwa ajụjụ makwa ma ya ọnụzikwe n'egwu ka enwekwa another development no there is another way. Leave this Biafra restoration aikwukwe aichekwe ya makwa ma the best way because I will people that thinks we reason. We are not a one-way traffic. You understand? I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back I will open the line so that people will start calling in. Please do not go away. I will be right back after this break. Do not go away. I'll be right back.
Indigenized knowledge. That's what I said. Learn from our culture and traditions. Number two, we must diversify who we learn from. The intervention in Iraq was couched in very benign terms. The intervention in Libya was couched in benign terms. I could give you 100 interventions where the justification, objectively speaking, was on the basis that there was evidence either of genocide or evidence. I'm sitting in Rwanda. The international community stood by as the genocide against the Tutsi happened. Yet in the same year, they were intervening in West Africa. The construct of benign and malign is controlled and related to the question of narrative and strategic self-interest. We've often not paid enough attention, and thank you, Chairperson of the African Union, for educating us on how the international fora of decision-making, the Security Council and other fora, including at some stage how we transact within the International Criminal Court and other platforms. That evidence, and that was my point, we don't control data, We don't control digital platforms. We therefore are not controlling narrative in both analog and digital forms. What can practically be done? We do need to speak to Europeans, not as victims, because the erasure of the contribution in European consciousness of Africans to modernity and civility has constructed a white supremacist view that sees the evolution of modernity as a singularly European contribution. And it is only now that our young researchers are beginning to excavate the contributions of black people, of Africans, towards inventions. Because until now, the province of economy was not the province of black people. In my country, in Zimbabwe, when land was taken, a British court gave a judgment that said, the question before them and who owned the land, they said, one thing is certain, it cannot be the native because the native has no sense of ownership. It was on that basis that land was taken. Number two, on the question of economics, even we pejoratively only talk about our people as informal law, informal economy, yet the informal economy is formal. That's how India developed through its cottage industry. We have a psychotic addiction to colonial definitions of what, and that's why Professor Ashraf is correct. It's not just a narrative about our contribution historically. It's a narrative about our contribution now. Our young people who developed M-Pesa, which is now being used globally, who developed Ushahidi, which has been used by over 300,000 organizations, including the Japanese, the US military, and the NATO forces, are never sufficiently credited. Why? Because it is not in the current psyche of most Europeans possible that Africans are anything else except the object of charity that deserve our mercy and our pity. Why? Because they are governed by tyrants, right? Or Africans are incapable of ethics. And we've constantly said that Switzerland, which received the Abacha loot, which received the loot from the then Zaire and now DRC, has constantly been ranked in anti-corruption indices as the cleanest country in the world. PLO and I are lawyers. The receipt of stolen property is theft.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra HAUSA-SERVICE coming to you through Radio Biafra London. Tomorrow I'll play this very powerful message. I will play it in full, because tomorrow we are going to talk about the colonization of the mind, decolonizing the mind. You know, when we see Africa as nothing, because a country or a continent of beggars, because that is the way the colonizers programmed us to see ourselves. That is why you see people insulting our ancestors. You don't know, you see this the telephone money transfer, which they use a telephone now, so you can just press applications and this and that to transfer money. Do you know that it was invented in Kenya? They called M-Pesa. But they didn't give it the publicity that it deserved. Today it's being used everywhere in the world, but you don't know that it's invented in Africa, in Kenya, called M-Pesa. He's still using it. It's still being used there now. The same original name, but in different countries they are using it through different names all over the world. But they made us view ourselves as a people without civilization. You know, we are going to talk about them and decolonizing the mind, because they programmed us to be viewing things the way they want us to view things. We need to remove ourselves and be neutral and be who we are and be ourselves in order to judge things, to judge ourselves, do things, see things. They made us see anything Western is the best, which is life from the pit of hell. Our lines are now opened, and our direct line is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213, direct line, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142547. I repeat, +61 405 142547. Therefore, you can call us and give us your view, but also Erotokwaka on the question which I asked, if there is any other thing which is any other alternative to this Biafra restoration. You tell us, please, so that the whole world will listen. Another thing, let us know, please. I have a caller already on direct line. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. The whole world is hearing you. Please go.
Yes, Mazi, good evening, sir. Calling from Atlanta, Georgia, and my name is Sosoro Hachuku. You have voiced that a whole lot, and it's quite unfortunate. You said, is there any other way we can, use to achieve this Biafra? Well, I think there are a couple of ways or whatever, but I can only pinpoint one thing. One thing I was going to say is this: that our leader wanted us to do this thing, in the way he structured it. He didn't want us to go in a very violent way. So that's why, okay, go out by the teacher, go out by the.
My goodness me, I don't know. The thing just cut off. Mazi, it seems I touched something. I don't know. But Mazi, you can, yes, it's calling back. I don't know. Let me see whether I can bring a brother. You can, once again, you can call on, you can call us, because our lines are now open. I don't know why my direct line just cut off. I don't know what happened. Let me see. I don't know. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Let me pick you as I continue. Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Can you hear me? Mazi Ganiru. Ị na-anụ ihe m na-ekwu? Na-anụ ụwa niile na-anụ olu gị. Mazi, caller on direct line. I think you are back. Mazi, na-anụ ihe m na-ekwu. The thing just cut off. I don't know why. Whether it's... Go on, please. Go on.
What I was trying to say is this, Emma. Our leader made, he wanted us to achieve this Biafra in a different kind of way without no violence. Because a whole lot of people and we were a lot of saboteurs amongst us who came in and because I won't know when some authority may strategize over ESN, not on ground. Also. The Fulani. I will name where the people are set, even within Nigeria, even outside Nigeria, Europe, this time now have their, they go around and start raising funds and doing one thing or the other, even disrespecting the leadership or whatever. I don't know when some people set in place, but when people like this come out and try to spoil or to delay what we're doing in a way, some kind of concentration, like when some kind of I don't know how to use that. And when people say people that are already something like that. Yeah, that is not known. When something like this happens, they go right away and they take care of those people. I think that would have made a whole lot of sense for this Biafra to to come a little more quicker. And then you come to think about the Britain. The Britain has done so much bad. They've really hurt us. For them coming to Nigeria, they came the first time, they came the second time. They came the first time to survey. The second time when they came, they know that, okay, you know what, in order for us to get these people, all we need to do is what what they did was they brought all of us together, they amalgamated us all of us together, and bring all of us together. So now everybody's saying, okay, a whole lot of them. So because of this thing that amalgamated us or whatever, we are political people. This people is against these people. This people is against these people. So it's very, very difficult. That is why it seems like, to have some kind of a revolution in that country, it would never, ever work. It will never work because we are different people. So now, if you check this out now, when I saw this man came into the country the other day, a few days ago, my mind went straight to that particular thing, that tape. I said, "Are you sure this man didn't come for this particular thing?" And I have a question. I'm like, that man that was, that the journalist that guy was asking, that were you there? He was saying that he was physically there. My question now is, where is that man that interviewed this person? Where is he at? None of them have kept quiet. And then check this out again. If Buhari died a couple of years ago and our leader raised it many, many, many times, even on Radio Biafra, Nigerians never revolted. And then, this election just ended, Nigeria didn't revolt. Last night, one of his broadcasts, he said, "Why do you worry yourself going to the zoo? If you want to see the main zoo, come on, these people in all these youth, they are the zoo, they are the animals. You don't have to go to the zoo and waste your money." So my question is, my brother, there is nothing will happen that Nigeria will revolt. They like enjoyment. They don't even care what's going on. They just love their life and enjoyment. They don't listen to news. All they do is prank and the rest of it. So my brother, the only option is just to pray for Chukwuka Biama, that we must get this Biafra out. Because if we don't get this Biafra, we are finished. It's the only solution for us to get the heck out of that country called Nigeria.
Of course.
Mazi Jonathan, I'll end it right here, sir. We are following you, sir.
Thank you very much. You don't reggae Chineke. Our brother has spoken, although the question I ask is if there is any other, what do you think, whether there is any other alternative to Biafra restoration, which means apart from this Biafra restoration, we can fix Nigeria, or there is a way to fix Nigeria, or not the method of Biafra restoration. Yes, what our brother said, he is right anyway, but another thing we should also consider, the mentality of our people. It's just like what our at the beginning, you can see at the beginning of our leaders' broadcast, during the early times of our leaders' broadcast, many people were calling. Many. Hey, Mazi, I'm a man of bomb. Hey, where are those people today? People just for money. Only mere ihe ya wage gole ga-emege ihe asị na ichena na-eme ihe ndị ihe. That is the mentality of our people, or most of our people. Now, when we talk about moving against hit squad, is good, but when you check the context of the mentality of our people, there is a way things can happen. Our people will start even eliminating the bad guys. It's true. Some people you say instigate now. What can be from now? Even why not you get bush in the also in a bush? Our people have our leaders say our people ozunwa beke. Ibulie lumba, ibudata. No. So you have to maintain a fragile balance. Otherwise, you find yourself into problem. Don't you see when obedience come out? Hey, everywhere obedient. If you don't add wisdom to that, this IPOB will be destroyed. By now, only the people will be blamed is IPOB. Hey, is because of IPOB they will be now the Zoom media, Channels Television will add a fire that there is IPOB. They said their people should not vote. So we're gonna go settle on a problem, on a head on ourselves. And our people have very little, very fragile brain. Very you can manipulate them as long as even in non-Igbo that say it here is correct.
That's why I go to Yoruba churches. It's our people that are promoting everything. They are the followers. Follow. They are the sheep. Oh, yeah, the church. It's them that are promoting, giving more than anybody. It's them that fool there. Adekboju or Adeboyo, Squand, all of them. It's our people that fool there. They follow because you can small thing you manipulate them, and as long as you are not able to, you manipulate them very easily, more easily than any other person. So there is a way you have to maintain balance in the brains of our people. Otherwise, it will boomerang. They will turn against you. Our people are people you can give arms to go and fight their enemy. They use the arms and start firing you that give them that arms. That is the reality. So I know the IPOB leadership is working with the mentality of our people. So that Kagara bounce back. Caller on direct line. Welcome to the program. Please call us on Signal and WhatsApp. Hold on, I'm coming. Caller on Signal now. It is your turn. Can you hear me? You can go on now, please. Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp. Sorry, WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp, please go on. Can you hear me? Caller on WhatsApp. You have gone. Yes, go on. Go on. Ganiru, please.
Yes,
Mazi Ganiru, the whole world and Anuhine could go on, please.
Okay. Mazi, I know me here kuna number down. By isi na onye ura putago it's them matter. Agaga. Mazi, mkiri kuna bahabo. I know it. I know that the fire now. I know they are not the fire now. I know they are not the fire now. Now, I don't say I are working. Some are actually I did when you do and I will tell you that's not back to Nigeria. I'm not to buy from Queen because the time I know one and all idea now.
Caller on Signal. You have been there for 9 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, 9 minutes. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yeah, Mazi, good evening.
Mazi, Udodrege.
Yeah, I remember as well. When from my location. Mazi, you see this clip you play now, talking about the African mentality and the African involvement. You know, this person is calling for speaking about African to be a key player, African to be key players in the world policy. You know, be calling for to be included in UN Security Council. But how will you want to be a part of UN Security Council? Why you submit yourself, taking order and taking direction?
Mazi, please bring your mouth closer to the phone, please. It seems it's far.
Okay. I said to be key players in world policy and to be involved in UN Security Council. I said you are not independent. You take order from people you want to secure. You want to be security guys, and you are taking order from them. You are taking directive from them. How is it possible they want to include you in Security Council? Why you are not? You don't stand as an independent body. You are dependent on them, and they want to be involved in the policy. You see, so if they are talking, they're supposed to know what they are doing. They're supposed to first of all free yourself from the shackles of European. So before they will not speak with authority. And talking about the biggest issue, you know, I said the very journalist the journalist that's interacting with that guy, this person that doing the exposition concerning Bill Gates. The journalist is so you see his question. How will a human being do a thing like that? This is what you ask. But somebody is there telling you what is happening, and is there present, and it happened on his side, and you are asking him how will a human being do this? And this journalist that asked this question, after this question, how did you now make it public for people to understand, to see this? This is the journalist that interviewed that man. After that interview, what is the role of the journalist that do the interview? Did you make it, publicize it for people to understand what is going on? No way. They can't do that. You know, this is why I said doing exposition for Nigeria, as in people that do some exposition, that people that do exposition in Tinubu, in Atiku, you know, they will be even saying why they will even blame themselves for doing that. Because after that exposition, what did Nigerian people do? What is the citizens of people do? People put their life online and expose the evil of these people. And after this, what is the role of the citizens of the country? Everybody become even more dumb, useless people everywhere. I'm telling you the truth. You see this, but Mazi, you see that you're talking about this thing that you're talking about this brigade now. This very brigade, is the person who wants to control who wants to control the population of the world. He said that 3 billion people will be killed in Africa. 3 billion people will be killed in the world, and that is in Africa. And that's why they manipulate their useless this thing with the COVID-19 to reduce the population of the world. And after that, that one didn't affect Africa. He wants to do the vaccine. He wants to supply that vaccine. He want to do vaccine. He want to kill Africa through vaccine. This is very big that come to Nigeria now. And the people supposed to carry a black card everywhere to reject his welcome. Nobody. Even interacting with the youth in Lagos. But he's even interacting with the youth. I was tired, you know. Nigerian pastors are looking for devil and Satan in spirit, or what? I don't know where they are looking for devil, but they see devil come, laughing, come physical. They are seeing devil come physical like this. They are seeing what telling people to go and pray, looking for devil. I don't know where they are looking for devil. You are looking at what people devils. Okay, let me talk about the issue. When you talk about what are we doing and what is another way to pursue this?
Is there any other alternative to Biafra restoration? Yeah, that apart from this Biafra restoration, I will not take make one Nigeria. Another alternative. I got happen here is what I mean.
It is absolutely no alternative. No way, no any other alternative. The only alternative, what we must do, is to look into this one that we are doing now and to improve it. You see, last time you speak with Mazi, he said something, but he said this like he used proverb to say that. He said that our leader initiated this movement on white and white. He said no, that we should change strategy. We should wear out of many colors. We must not continue in white and white. You know, we have to wear different colors to achieve what we want. If we remain in white and white, no. And when you look at it, that is what we need to wear that white and white. We don't wear it. We need to wear different coat of different colors, because we know to focus in one way. We want to, even with manipulation, like you always say, with manipulation, with any other thing, anything we can do. We don't need to keep that white and white. No, we have to change strategy. We have to use any means that's possible within our reach. Yes, that's what I want to say. Thank you. Yeah.
There, well, thank you very much. We must continue. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp. Caller on WhatsApp, are you there? Well, Mazi, go on, please. Go on, please. Go on.
Thank you, Mazi Chinedu. Thank you so much. I greet Nnamdi Kanu, and I greet the wife and the children and the brothers and sisters and the siblings and the relatives. I greet all of them. I greet Directorate of State of Biafra. I greet IPOB Worldwide. I greet Eastern Security Network. Mazi, I will go for, first of all, I will go for alternative. Mazi, there is no alternative. There is no alternative. Only IPOB. Only IPOB can give us what we want. No alternative. I still remain your humble comrade Mazi Chinedu Nwanweke Aganekwu Wekomere na Nimowe. I resided here in Italy and I'm working as a coordinator of Milano. Mazi, and again I go to the place you say that no alarm blow when this brigade monkey come to Nigeria. You forget that it's only IPOB that is saying the truth. You forget that only IPOB is the people that are speaking out. If not IPOB, that all those concocted lies and nonsense will sink on our people, because our people, black race is messed up by the nonsense that I don't know. In fact, Mazi, I must know why these people are not reasoning. They have no conscience. Look at what people are doing. Again, I go to Brigade. People are talking about, Dangote brought to our land. The man need to sweep his leg. Even he need to go down. That man need to kill. That man need to kill by hanging. Because he is evil and his cohort. They are all evil. They are all evil. I'm in pain if I'm listening to these people. Mazi, Alele, what we call Alele will kill some people, and I will be one of them, because Alele, what these people are doing, if I remember those things, brother, Alele, what these people committed on earth, and they stand on it, claiming right. They stand on it, claiming right. I want to remember our brothers and sisters about First and Second World War. Yes, First and Second World War is when Europe and some other countries are building their economy. While they are fighting it, they use African men to fight that war, and they still train African men on it. Mazi, First and Second World War, we are fighting for Europe to be the way it is today, and America. And this time around, we are on the Third World War. That only Biafra is the only country that will stand these people, Because with what happened to us, Mazi, these people, they can't hold us anywhere. There's no way they can hold us at all. Because what these people committed on our head, we Biafrans, I don't know if any Biafra that are feeling happy about those things. In fact, Mazi, that person is not a Biafra, he's a mixed blood. So I am advising our people to stand resolute, because we are fighting Third World War that will bring Biafra, that place that they terminate, that they hold down to systemize the one they systemize. This is the time we will build it. And again, I am advising our people, our tradition and culture, they bastardize it, and we are bringing it back. We are cleaning it back. We are restoring it back. We are reviving it back. We are doing advanced connection to connect to all our things, because we have everything. They changed our education system, and they changed our religious system, our culture and tradition that represent us as a religion. They bastardize everything, and they use it and build the school, and our people will go there and study for 21 years. They give them clothes. Only clothes is what they will give them. It don't become what I don't know. If you see him, he will be behaving like animal. Look at our people. Look at the way a grown-up person, some 70-something years men, 80 years men in Africa, still thinking that if he traveled to Italy, he will be talking to God direct. Mazi, it's very, very appalling. I don't know. But I am advising our people, and all of you that is waking up now, change our tradition and culture, be the security, be the guide, be the everything. Because we are looking for the people that is responsible for the staff of authority, staff of office, of all kindred in our land. We are looking for them. We are looking for all of them. They have many works to do for us. Mazi, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Have a nice night.
And you too. Caller on the signal. Welcome to the program. You've been there for 4 minutes, 25 minutes. Can you hear me?
Mazi Jonathan, good evening, sir.
The world of reggae, always vibrant.
My name is Mazi. I'm calling from my location. Mazi, your topic this night, my brother, it marvels me. But let me first have my own thoughts in whether do we have any alternative. Mazi, there is nothing like it. We don't have any alternative. The only alternative we have is more determination. We must determine. We must have the heart of Afghanistan. Mazi, do you know that Taliban's the American government was negotiating with the Taliban during that fight. Even the government of Afghanistan was negotiating with the Taliban, but they refused because they know what they want. We must have more determination in this struggle. There is no any other alternative other than determination. That's the mission that we need to fight and debate ourselves in this contraction called Zoo, Nigeria. Mazi, that one is over. Come to brigade. I'm not surprised because Nigeria as a country have already mapped for experiments. Nigeria as a country and their citizens have already mapped for experiments. In other words, any chemical, any substance, anything that white people want to test off, maybe they want to test off something, they will not think twice that to come to zoo Nigeria and they test their whatever they have or whatever they produce to know the manufacturing before they will carry it on. So I'm not surprised because Nigeria citizen and Nigeria youth, they are dead bodies. They are dead bodies. Could you imagine that? As I'm talking to you, Mazi, nobody's shaking body or doing something that will warrant this brigade. Despite that all the exposition that have been made because of this man, against this man, but none of them refuse to take it serious. They refuse to take it serious so that they will know that that man that came to that rock is the evil man. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Let them face it. Whatever brigade come and whatever they want to do, whatever they experiment, they will use them. And most people they are using, they are northern people. That's why when you come to northern side, you see a lot of sickness, but they are not wise. Mazi, for our own side, we have already determined that we must liberate ourselves, whether good or bad. Biafra or Biafra. We are not going back, Mazi. May God bless you. We are not going back.
And you
Thank
too.
you, Mazi. Thank you. Good night.
Dodrege, thank you very much. No other alternative other than what we are doing. Caller on WhatsApp. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Please go on.
I can hear you, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu.
Dodrege.
Dodrege Machineke. We are hearing your voice. We are hearing your exposition. Sometimes I ask myself, if not Radio Biafra, what will be our fate today? You know, if we have a media during 1967-70, when British and the other world collaborated and they slaughter innocent Biafrans, commit genocide on us. If we have media like this, everything will be okay, but we don't have anything like media. You know, media is very powerful. First and foremost, I remember Mazi Malugo calling from United Arab Emirates. Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, you are talking about a brigade coming to Nigeria after the exposition of evil plan, the evil contract the brigade and the Nigeria government have to be harvesting the organ of the citizen of the zoo called Nigeria to America. You know, the video where brigade and his people are discussing how they will reduce the population of Africa. You know, they take black Africa as an animal. And I will not blame them so much because it's because of the stupidity of black Africa. That is why they take Africa, black Africa as an animal. How do you think that people that bring a country to you, bring God to you, will be regard you as a human being? They will not. They will not, because as Africa, as black Africa we are. Can we go to Europe now and they create a country for them? Can we go to Europe and they tell them that Umboye is their God today? That from today, British will start to worship Umbo as their God. They will hang that very person. But they bring all this rubbish into black Africa, and the stupidity black people accept this, defending it with their last blood. So what they are doing, what the Europeans are doing, or what brigades are doing to black Africa is what Africa deserves, because all of them are dead bodies. Do you after the exposition, do you see any reaction? If it is a civilized country that this is happening, you will see protests everywhere. Everywhere will be full of protests against this evil man. against this evil man. And all these criminal religious leaders, none of them is telling their member this. Rather, they will look one avenue to be escorting money from them. None of all these criminal religious leaders will tell their member the evil agenda of European to Black Africa. They will be looking for non-existent spirit, telling them spirit Satan this, Satan that. Where European is the real Satan. European are the real Satan. Although this life is survival of the fittest. This world is survival of the fittest. So you can be feeding from another people that you are greater than. That is why we are doing everything possible to make sure that we liberate ourselves from that evil contraction called Nigeria. And for your question, if there are any other alternative than Biafra restoration, if we can fix Nigeria, nobody on earth can fix Nigeria, because Nigeria is a British continent. Nigeria never a country; it's a British continent, and you cannot go and challenge British for their continent. They hand it over to Fulani terrorists. Understand? No way Nigeria is feasible. Nobody will fix Nigeria, because it's criminals that are leading Nigeria. Nigeria is not for any human being betterment. Nigeria is just a business center for the criminals. You can see immediately when they are not finished Cristiano, he fly to Texas to enjoy himself. Likewise the others. So there is no hope in the zoo called Nigeria. What we will do in this our Biafra restoration is to put some certain things in order. We need to have machinery. We need to have machinery that will take care of all this bastard that we rose from here, start to talk rubbish, that we rose from here, start to talk rubbish. Not like Taliban. Just our last caller said, the Taliban have a very strict strategies. They used to do their own thing. So we need to change some strategies in this struggle, because without Biafra, we are finished as a race. So Mazi, Jonathan, Chinedu, we must continue, because without Biafra, we are nothing. We must continue to make sure that we restore our beloved nation, because this life is a survival of the fittest. Understand? No any God somewhere. Sometimes I hear people say, make Chukwu help us. May we pray, may we pray. What type of nonsense prayer is that? What type of fasting and prayer is that? Is we is going to use our hand to liberate ourselves. Good thing that we use prayer to liberate ourselves. Let us stop deceiving ourselves. Let us face the reality of life. Let us face the reality of life. Let us, because the problem is that we don't know the value of freedom. We don't know. We don't read it. We don't read history. I live with my fellow Biafrans here that don't know the importance of freedom. Only what they know is when they wake up in the morning, they go to where they do their buying and selling. When they come back, they eat or drink beer. Another thing, you will hear, let me go and watch film. Let me go and watch film. Others will say, let me go and watch football. Others will say, let me go and they watch Ebukobi and they watch Fadam Baka. All these things, tell me how can this type of people that reason in this way will be liberated. Tell me, ndị ọkụ na-agbụ na ha na-achụ nta oke. Ndị ọkụ na-agbụ na fa na-achụ nta oke. You sit on a time bomb that can blow at any time. Why can't our people come together and they join the IPOB family for our liberation? Sometimes I start to look at the stupidity of our people. The thing is, start to make me to see. Mazi, Jonathan, we will do everything possible to restore Biafra.
Of course.
Thank you.
There will do the reggae. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? There will Mazi, go on please.
honestly, actually, based on the problems I'm with, we have countered a whole lot from the hands of Nigerians and the defense. After more, the only alternative I get now is we have to develop the heart of a stone. I could say the worse than Boko Haram and even the Taliban. Because if we don't have such a heart, the person really mercy at all at this time is point. I would say the worst, like really worse than Boko Haram. So this is just the only contribution to a country. Actually feel more that this is the only area of my concern. I would say the worst than Boko Haram. Thank you, sir.
There were to develop resilience. That's it. To be stone cold, not emotion driven. You know, our people, we are highly emotional, so we should be stone cold. That is what our brother said. Caller on signal, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on signal.
I can hear you, Mazi.
There were.
Mazi, my name is Mazi Bona. I'm calling you from my location. Biafra and lovers of freedom, I greet every one of you listening this night. Mazi, I've said it all. You made a very vital point. Nigeria is should I say, a farm for exploitation by the Western world. They created Nigeria to harvest raw material. This is what Nigeria is all about. So, Bill Gates has the right to come to Nigeria to officially negotiate for the organs of Nigeria, organs of me and you, who are still sheepishly believing that there is a country called Nigeria, whereby the Naira you are using told you that never allow Igbo to rule again. You as an Igbo man, you believe that there is a country. He started, this is a drug baron. This is, Nigeria will see the worst government ever in this life. This government they are seeing, everything is legalized now, legitimized. Organ trafficking, drug trafficking, everything is legitimized because this is Escobar on board the ship. But people are still believing that there is a hope. Where is that hope? Today they are destroying your market in Lagos without any proper compensation. But I remember as of 2020 during COVID-19, just because there was a lockdown and onion and cucumber and what's it called, watermelon that was transported from northern Nigeria to eastern Nigeria was stopped on the road. The movement was delayed. Some of those goods perished. They persuaded the federal government and the federal government paid them damages for those goods. But your market, you built the market, they gave you a forest, a swamp, you can feed and feed everything and build your market out of your sweat. But they are destroying it without giving you any notice. 3 days notice, 3 hours notice they are giving you in your market. And they are telling you, what can you do? You cannot do nothing because as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is not for you as a Biafra. Be it to Job, be it to Goni, be it Calabar, be it Nkere, be it Abam, be it Antuku, be it Owerri, be it Mbise, be it anywhere you come from, as far as you're under Biafra land, there is no hope. You have no place in Nigeria. This is a conspiracy that has been from the day one. The British are part of this. They are the one that originated it for their own interest. So, anybody you see coming in, they give you fire, you come in to come and exploit Nigeria. Because this is for the creation of Nigeria. This is why Nigeria is created in the first place, for exploitation. Mazi, the question you ask, if there is alternative as regards to getting Biafra, or apart from getting Biafra, any alternative,
My answer to that is yes, there is alternative. And the alternative is graveyard. The alternative is death, because why I say that, it is being said that the most peaceful place on earth is the graveyard, but that is not the kind of peace we want. History made us to know that some of our ancestors drowned in Atlanta, Georgia, that they can never succumb to be a slave to a subservient to the European, to the white man. But those things they rejected and died for, we are still suffering today. And this our generation, we cannot drown ourselves in a river. As they wanted us to drown ourselves in a river, that's why they went and kidnapped our leaders. They want to drag us into unprepared war. But we are more wiser than them, who fight back to reclaim our life, to reclaim our existence in this particular land God has given to us, people of Biafra. So if they like, let them hearken to the voice of Frederick Forsyth, who has demanded that our leaders should be brought back to Britain, because by citizenship is a citizen of Britain, and his citizenship, as far as I know, has never been revoked. So the British government owe him that duty, they owe him that right to make sure they fight for his unconditional release, even though they are the ones keeping him there. We know, but the world is watching them. Today they are suffering. What is happening in British today? What is happening everywhere today? They are suffering it. They are going into recession. Economic hardship is also hitting them. Their citizens are dying. They think that they can still pillage, kill a people over centuries and still keep killing people without mercy. They don't want to even give a single consideration, because it's all about the mineral resources. But do I blame them? No. I blame our people who have seen the truth and run away from it and choose to follow the dark way. Religions have made our people to believe that anything moral must come from the scripture. So anything that is not written on the scripture is no longer moral, it's immorality. But today we are thinking out of the box. In fact, we are not even thinking out of the box, we are burning the box so that we can be free. This is the hour of African resonance, and we must be part of it. No amount of sentiment, no amount of religious bigotry can make you begin to make us think of moving one step backward as regards to what we have come to fulfill in this our generation. Every generation that is born has their purpose. And today we Biafra will have realized our own purpose of existence in this generation. And that purpose is to restore the sovereign state of Biafra, the land of people of Biafra. This land has been in existence before the Europeans. They came and discovered this land. This land didn't go and discover them. We are in our own, they came and discovered us and want to chase us out of our land. And we say no. They tried it. Our ancestors never allowed them. The Ekumenes fought them for 37 years and they ran away. Now they want to come and merge us with people who are uncircumcised so that they can denigrate our lives and be able to capture us. But we have realized their games and we are going back to our roots. So this is hour of going back to our roots. So to your question, if you know you don't want to be in the grave, where is the most peaceful place on earth? You have to stand up and fight for your liberation. I'm happy today I saw people like Oshari, Cosmos Madoka telling our people the need for them to return home to come and invest. And he's showing his investment in our land. This is what we want. These are our sons who are making us proud. Let them come home. So that we have transport enough. We have run on the Igbo man always on the road from Lagos to Aba, from Aba to Port Harcourt, always on the road. It's always inside motor. We can never, if we make us sometimes, if we have money, we will think of where we will travel to and come back. Other people stay in their region. We travel too much. Let us also come back to our land and stay so that people will travel, come and visit us and go back. Or we go enjoy that if we be in a will be people will come and do business and go back to their land. Let us think home. Let us think home. We have traveled a lot. We don't need this too much travel. Travel is part of education, but we are not using the education to develop our land. Rather, we are using it either go back or buy like this power. Even if you can't see anything, but go far, you will see the seed where it's spread. So these are not life. It's a clarion call for every Biafran listening. Mazi, thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you very much. The clarion call is going on. Even Soludo Wambuafo, he has called also he has added his voice, calling for Igbos to come back home. Because there is nothing we can do. We are seeing that we have no portion in Nigeria. That is the reality. The more we try to force ourselves into that system, that structure called Nigeria, the more we meet catastrophe. Therefore, we must continue going back home. Caller on WhatsApp, you are the last caller. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, Mazi Chinedu. Good evening. Yeah, my name is Mazi Obonna. I'm calling from Biafra land. On your question this night, what is the alternative to Biafra restoration? And my answer is the only alternative to Biafra restoration is Biafra restoration. My reasons are: number one, we are surrounded by our enemies, people who hate us with passion. They've signed off our organs. And if you check, since they signed this thing off, it has been Biafrans they've been killing and harvesting their organs. Most of this shooting you see in the East, that soldier will kill people and carry their dead body, is nothing but to go and harvest their organs before they will die. It is Biafrans they are implementing it on. These sales of organ that Bill Gates is promoting. It is Biafrans organs they are harvesting and selling, both pennies, both other things. Number two, they are strangulating us economically. In fact, in all aspects now. Buhari laid the foundation for the economic strangulation, while this Escobar, Santos, Tinubu is taking the step 2 of the economic strangulation. If you watch what is happening in Nigeria, everything is geared against the common man, but especially against the Biafrans. So the Biafrans that are thinking of one Nigeria, there is no future for you in one Nigeria. You will just be a sacrificial lamb. The only option we have is Biafra. And Mazi, as we are calling our people to come back home, please, I don't know if the DOS will think along this way. We need another arm of ESN that will make Biafra land hot for our enemies. Because just 2 days ago, there is a guy that was just driving, he was just shot and killed, just like that. In as much as ESN is in the bush, but we still need people that will be tackling this army, this Boko Haram repentant army that are coming into our land, that kill indiscriminately, the Ebubagus. And this is one of the major things that is the fear of most Igbo people now. When I come back, what will happen to me? We need Biafran land to be very, very secure. It will encourage more and more people to pour into Biafra land. That is just my talking today.
Biafra. Almost Biafra. Thank you very much. Let me try to pick this call. Caller on WhatsApp, Can you hear me? Please, you have just 3 minutes maximum because I'm on the closing. Can you hear me? Go on.
Mazi, good evening, sir.
There, Mazi.
Mazi, good evening, sir.
There, Mazi. Mazi Ganiru, please go on.
Yeah. Afam be fine. Esim na Enugu, Biafra land we na akpọ. Yeah. Ndị ewe na program ana m ekene gị nke ukwuu. Dịka isi wee kwuo maka program gị tata Maazị, anyị nwere any other alternative na-abụrụ irestore Biafra. Because without Biafra, Maazị, anyị nara ana dịka race. Anyị nara ana. So, anyị nwere any other alternative anyị ga-eji wee soro ya na-abụrụ iso IPOB and the leadership of IPOB ka anyị nwee ike wee nweta Biafra. Maka ya bụ the only savior and hope anyị nwere. May God bless Nnamdi Kanu and may God bless IPOB and we Biafrans. Bye bye, Mazi.
There, Mazi. Thank you very much. Udodrege. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, this is where I'm going to switch off the phones, please. Therefore, in all we have had through the callers, every caller, there is no alternative to Biafra restoration. It is either Biafra or Biafra. Because we have checked all around, there is no other alternative, no way of fixing Nigeria. All these things they are doing, oh, let us say we are going to do this, we are going to fix Nigeria. Oh, Joe Biden say I'm going to help the president of Nigeria for economic growth. Where are you putting economic growth? Are you putting economic growth in a dark place? Are you, the development comes natural. It should be organic. It should start from, every development starts from the mind. The mentality of the people matters a lot, the way people reason. How are you going to change the mentality that being in a political office or political position or public office is a means of being rich? How do you change that mentality? Like the new police boss, Nigerian Inspector General of Police, they normal thing for onye bana. Hey, I will do this. I'm more just normal thing, normal mantra. Because that is the way they behave. Where are you going to start? What we are doing here on Radio Biafra is slowly trying to make our people to reason in another way, to understand what patriotism means, to understand that collectivity, our collective interest supersedes our private or personal interest. That is it. Once we are able to understand that there will be nothing like me, until we have we. Without we, there will be nothing like I. If we understand this mantra, that is going back to our root. Igwebike. Onyagala one near. That is Igwebike. Igwebike. Single, you are nothing. But once you are Igwe, do you see how the war of conquest they started against Biafra land since 1970 after the war, the physical war? They started another type of war, which is war of conquest. They divided us into pieces. We are the only race that people are denying their identity in this age, modern age. Do you understand that? Germany, after their war of attrition, their war, the devastating war they inflicted in the whole of Europe and in the whole world, they were defeated. It didn't make them to try to hide and change their identities, no. Igbo race, they are the only people that are, you see, we are running away from ourselves. This is horrible. This is too deep. No other race have done this. You see, Hausa from Kaduna, Hausa man from Kaduna, there is no way that argument never even arise at all. That Hausa man from Kaduna is not, he's different from an Hausa man from Jigawa. An Hausa man in Zamfara is not a Hausa. But the one in Bauchi is more Hausa than the other ones. You know, they don't even allow this type of argument to enter into their lexicon. Do you see how wise they are? But they put us into this division so that we continue battling against ourselves, our shadows. We continue fighting our shadows. Don't you see that there is something wrong in our head? No matter what happened, we should grow up. I'm Ikure, I'm not Igbo. I am Delta Igbo, I'm not Igbo. What is happening? There is nothing that could justify this type of low mentality. I'm telling you honestly, nothing in this world could ever justify it. That you are running away from your identity. That is the division, the war of conquest they are doing in our land, separating us into pieces, piecemeal, so that they could be able to swallow us. They will come and favor one side, support them, and tell them that, look, you are not Igbo. If you agree that you are Igbo, now we join you to the mainstream Igbo and persecute you. They say, no, we are not Igbo. And they will be enjoying house niggers privilege. You know, there is this house nigger serving in the master's house, and there are the field niggers, field slaves. You understand? Now the house slave has the privilege of clearing the master's table, and there are crumbs always in the master's table, so he has the privilege of tasting the crumbs of the master. So he took himself as different from the field niggers that they don't have that privilege. They only cook their bako food, and they don't even near the house. Do you see? But the bottom line is they are all slaves. Any day the master wants, he can remove any house nigger and butcher him because he's a slave. That is what they are doing us as a people, and we are accepting this. The problem is in our heads. People that you speak Igbo, your mother, your father tell you are not Igbo, and you grow up instead of you thinking, say, but my name is Chioma. My son name is Okeke. Chioma Okeke. But my mother and father say I'm not Igbo. We are not Igbos. And you are peddling that. Can't you think? And you speak Igbo as you allow. You have no other indigenous language. Now, why can't you think as an adult? I say no. This thing doesn't hold. It doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. So we are the only people in this planet Earth that is suffering from, this running away from our shadows. That is the division. They divide us into piecemeals. The nightmare of the caliphate is we uniting. Do you remember when the southern governors, both Igbo and Yoruba governors, all of them had a meeting, a conference, 2 times. The caliphate want to run mad. They wanted to run mad. They say, why should the South have a meeting together? What is their problem? But they are having their meetings as northern governors, northern people, everything. They're not. Do you see that place they don't want us to enter? That is where there is life. Life, our success is there. They want us to be divided so that they can be able to use this one against this one at will. They can use Yoruba. In favor Yoruba, they become their best friends. They don't know that they have plans in order to deal with the Igbos, as they are doing in Lagos. Another time also, they will now, they cause confusion between us so that we'll be fighting each other. Division, divide and rule. But you can never try it in their own land because they know that is where their success is. And any day we recognize ourselves and start being together, finish, their hegemony has been broken. So that is why they don't want us to go that length. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came with IPOB in order to unify us, and that thing has been worrying them. That is why the caliphate is mad. Why should these people be unified? We need to separate them. John will say, no, I'm not a part of Igbo. Efik will say, no, we don't want this Biafra. No, we are different. Ogoni will say, no, we are not Igbo. This one, this is what the caliphate enjoys. They enjoy seeing it on us. And we continue arguing an argument they don't even want to entertain. You can never raise up about what about the Hausas in the Kaduna Hausas? Are they the same with Borno Hausas? They will not even talk about it because they don't want to raise that consciousness. But it's the consciousness they have been raising in our land since from Britain. Since the time of colonial period, from Willing's Minority Commission till today. Do you see? Our unity is their nightmare. So, any place, anything that is a nightmare to your enemy, go there. That is why IPOB is one family. We are all Biafrans. Ejo, Igbo, Efik, Idoma, we are all Biafrans. We are united under the umbrella of Biafra. And we must continue. Because that is why you see Britain. Britain even denied their citizen. The king's subject, British king's subject, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They don't care about him. But he's a British citizen under their law. If it is another thing, they will become. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shouldn't be there 24 hours. They will sanction Nigeria. Rendition, kidnapping, kidnap a British citizen. No, that is why I tell you that this world is a world of interest. It's not a world of justice. Stop accepting whatever they tell you in their BBC or we are championing human. That is nonsense. Or in the pages of New York Times, that is rubbish. The reality is what is facing us. We should understand the reality of this world. There is no justice in this world. What is in the world is about once it is your interest, finish. You must find one way or the other to wriggle in order to to accept it and justify it using your power as a powerful country. That is what is happening in the world, and we must continue doing what we are doing. The world is not a sweet place, so let me tell you. The world is not, when it comes to all these ideologies or growth, building a nation, you have to, the same way when you go to the bush, you have the undergrowth. You have the big trees that are receiving sunlight. Now the undergrowths must come up, strive to come up in order to find a space to be getting photosynthesis, light. If they don't do it, they die. That is why some thick forests, you go there, inside is almost empty. The bush is up. All are competing for sun. That is how the world is. No person will come and offer you your interest in a platter of gold. You have to fight for it. That is what we are doing. So that we come up and we will not die. We come up and become also a mega nation in the world. That is who we are. We should stop lamenting and do the do, not lamentations. They have relegated Igbo politicians into the dustbin of, what do you call it? Dustbin of irrelevancy. Let me put it like that. They are no more relevant. Because all of them, each and every one of them is fighting for his own thing, for his own interest. Ozio Okalo was fighting not for a collective interest, but for his own, so that everything his own is let him be this thing of a speaker, of the Senate speaker, Senate chief, nothing more, Senate president, nothing more matters to him. They don't come together and can conclude, say, what is the best for us as a people? No. Individuality is what matters to them. And that is why we are a people that have no magnitude and direction. Only IPOB is the key. Therefore, as we have had it, there is no other alternative to our restoration. There is no other alternative. We must continue doing what we are doing until Biafra is restored. Thank you for listening. As I said, tomorrow will be our religious discussions. And I will be here with Mazi Ekene from Australia, who will hold the program together. And also on Sunday, Mazi Chinasanworu will be with me in this hallowed platform in order to address Biafrans and talk about issues of concern. Therefore, do not miss it. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our religion. If you have never or if you are still controlled primarily by any other religion, of which you relegate Biafra restoration to secondary religion, my brother, my comrade, you have not started. Biafra should be our number one religion. Any other religion, any other thing comes second. If you have not grown above all other religions, it doesn't matter which. I'm telling you, know that you have not. One day you will just one thing will provoke you, you get away. That is it. That is what Biafra is. You will be provoked, you get out and fall out like others. But we continue. Here we go nowhere. We're back, I know. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.